Alright y'all, what is up? It's your boy Tay the God, and in this video we're talking about the top 5 builds. Alright, now first off, let me hit a little disclaimer and let me say that, you know, these aren't the best build. Like, I'm not saying that the best players, whenever you see this build online, they're gonna dominate, they're gonna win. Alright, because at the end of the day, you know, I mean, you still gotta be good at the game. The best player I ever played against, and I'll never forget, was a 6'10" post scorer, and it's one of the only post scorers I ever seen in the park. I've seen a couple, but none dominated like he did. Like, he was doing things that I can't even explain. Like, we had a big 2 and he was just working them, and like he was just nasty, you know what I mean? But who would ever say, you know, a 6'10" post scorer, whatever, is the best build in the game? You know what I mean? Everyone always ran the, you know, playmaking or a sharp with that Hall of Fame limitless, you know what I mean? That was all the cheese and stuff. So yeah, people would probably say those are the best. But at the end of the day, if you're just good at the game, you're going to find a way to dominate no matter what you use, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is talk about top 5 builds in my opinion in this video, and also tomorrow I'm going to be dropping the worst archetypes that you should not make. And that's not no opinion, all right? That's just, I mean, just looking at like pure facts, looking at stats, you know what I mean? These builds are just terrible. All right, so first build, we're going to go point guard, shot creating playmaker. All right, everyone's already made a video on this. Personally, I think I was the first to find this. I didn't hear anyone talking about this build before I talked about it in my one video, talking about how I found the best archetype, because this is just nasty. All right, like, just look at it. You have, that's probably around a 90 midi. All right, you have, now the 3-point, it's not as high as obviously we'd like it to be, but if you're a shooter, you know what I mean, you're gonna shoot, you're gonna be able to hit that shot, especially if you have a good release, and if you know your release, you're gonna be able to hit that 3. With corner specialists, you'll be able to hit that easy, you know what I mean? You're probably not gonna hit contested 3s that much, but your off the dribble is gonna be nice, and you'll also be able to hit open 3s. Ball handling, obviously it's 2 away from the max, so that's very high. And that ball handling shot creator blend is gonna be nasty, because you could just, you know, sauce up, then come off the dribble and bang, hit it, you know what I mean? Your layups are pretty high. Your dunks aren't the highest, but they're the highest out of every other playmaking blend. So if you're trying to, you know, I mean, slash a little bit, you're gonna be able to put it down on the break pretty much. That's about it. You're not gonna be able to bang on dudes though. Obviously, you have very high speed and very high acceleration, but the key thing here is just those badges. But you got Hall of Fame difficult shots, Hall of Fame tireless score, and Hall of Fame ankle breaker. Those 3 badges go so well together, because, you know, obviously you got the Hall of Fame ankle breaker, and you have a very high ball handling as well as very high speed. You're gonna be able to sauce the dude up, you know, beat him off the dribble, and then say you're tired from all those dribble moves you hit, you know what I mean? You still have the Hall of Fame tireless, so you're gonna be able to put down that shot. You also got difficult shots, so you're gonna be able to hit leaners all day, you know what I mean? All types. And I also think difficult shots works towards layups. I'm not 100% sure though. This blend right here is perfect. Now we could also talk about the passing, ball handling, shot creating, and this is a little bit better for a couple things, but honestly I just don't think it's worth losing out on those 2 Hall of Fame badges, and also just your all-around stats. Like, all around your offensive stats are worse. So your layups are worse, your dunks are worse, your mid-range, your 3-point. The only thing better is obviously your ball handling by a little bit, and your passing. But I would definitely go with the shot creating playmaker. That's what I'm definitely going to be making to start off my game in 2K18. Now for height and weight, I'd probably go around 6'3" right here. Max wingspan, I'm always going to go max wingspan. Yeah, I won't lie to you, I'm always going to go max wingspan. And I go about 190, 193, maybe 190, that's good. And max shoulder width, obviously. Alright, so this build you could really use a shooting guard or a point guard, but I think it's going to be most popular as shooting guard, so we're going to go shooting guard. And that's a shot creating sharpshooter. Alright, so let's just look at the stats real quick. Your layups are very high, so you're still going to be able to get to the basket and make plays, you know what I mean, slashing like that. And your mid-range obviously went away from the max, and your 3-point is still going to be, you know, decently high. Now what you have to remember is that see how you're like 4 or you're like 5 attribute points away from the cap. Now everyone has different cap levels, so let's say a cap of 10 on this build might be I don't know, let's just say 80 for example, and then a cap of 10 on this might be 70, you know what I mean? The caps are all different, and since this is a pure shooting blend, shot creating sharpshooter, that 3-point, even though it's 5 away, that's still going to be higher than a lot of other builds, you know what I mean? So that is definitely going to be like in the 80s or around that at least. And I think that's definitely good enough as long as you can shoot the ball, you know what I mean? But the thing that really makes this build good is that, you know, you're going to be able to shoot the 3 off the dribble if you need to. Of course, you're going to be a little bit slower than the rest, but that difficult shots and that mid-range deadeye is also going to help you a lot. And that's also why you pick a shooting guard instead of a point guard, so you can make your player a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? So you can make that those contested shots easier. So I would go with like a 6'8 dude, you know what I mean? Or sorry, 6'6 dude. Again, I'd make him lighter, because realistically all you get with more weight is strength. So unless you're like playing a slashing type build, I wouldn't even put the weight up. So in pretty much all builds that you're trying to shoot, you know, you're trying to get open, I'd put that weight down, you know what I mean? You don't need to be heavy. This next build is definitely going to be a popular one because of Russell Westbrook. You already know we're going to talk about that playmaking slasher. So right off rip, you see that you have Hall of Fame ankle breaker. So right away, you know, everyone's going to want to use this. Anything with Hall of Fame ankle breaker, people are going to want to use. But the other big thing here is that you have a gold posterizer, and that's on a playmaking primary. So your speed cap is all the way up, and you're gonna have a gold posterizer. So people are gonna love this because you're gonna be able to sauce up. Obviously, look at that, your ball handling is very high, your speed is max. You're gonna be able to sauce up, get a dude, you're gonna drive, someone's gonna come underneath the basket to help, and you're gonna be able to put it down on them sometimes. That's gonna be fun, that's gonna be cool to see. With this build though, I would definitely suggest making your dude a little bigger, you know what I mean? Maybe 6'4", maybe 6'3", max wingspan again. And then in terms of weight here, I would definitely put the weight up. I wouldn't put it all the way up to like 240, but I would put it up to maybe like a 210, 215. When the game comes out, you're going to be able to see how this fully affects you, but for right now, I would estimate that, you know, put around 250 will be good. And max shoulder width, of course. Now this fourth one, now this is there's 2 ways to build this. You could definitely build it as a shooting guard, and you could make a bigger player, you know, 6'6", 6'7", or you could build a point guard and try to make a smaller dude who's faster. So if we were to make a point guard, this is a pure sharp, y'all. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, but look at the speed on that. Look at the speed on the pure sharp, y'all. That ish is low as hell. It's going to be so hard to get yourself open. Your ball handling is very low, your speed is very low, your acceleration is very low, your strength is very low, you know what I mean? You're just a pure sharp. That's exactly what you are. But you guys have to remember, it's 2K, you know what I mean? People are always going to leave the 3 open, especially with that Hall of Fame limitless. Hall of Fame limitless you can only get on a pure sharp, and Hall of Fame limitless is always, you know, it's always going to be the best badge in the game. Now they nerfed it, but I still think that, you know, it's still going to be able to take over, especially with all these builds this year. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be slashing, or a lot of people aren't going to be taking those 3s, because we know how dominant the 3-point was last year. This year the 3 isn't going to be as dominant, but if you still have a pure sharp and you have someone who knows how to play as a 3-point shooter, they're going to get their shot, you know what I mean? Shooters always know how to shoot. So I think this is definitely still going to be a dominant build with that Hall of Fame limitless. Now what I was saying is you can make a shooting guard and you can go like 6'7", 6'6", so you can still stand over the top of dudes and just hit it max wingspan. But what you could also do for some speed, to help your speed out a little, is you can make like an IT, you know what I mean? You can make like a 5'10" dude, you can make like maybe a 6' max, lower your wingspan all the way if you want your maximum 3-point you know what I mean, rating. Like if you want to get that 94 up to like a 96 or 97, you want to turn it down all the way. Personally, if you're making a small dude, making the small wingspan is probably definitely not going to help, but you know what I mean, whatever you decide to do with your wingspan, let's just say we max it out, it's whatever. Turn your weight all the way down. Like you're not going, your strength doesn't matter, your box out doesn't matter, your contact doesn't matter, you're a pure sharp. You need speed and acceleration and your speed with ball. You need those things to help you get open. So your max weight you want all the way down, obviously shoulder width all the way up. Now the wingspan, I mean, it's really either way, it doesn't really matter. I would probably put it lowest. So the last build is going to be a big, I wouldn't really say a center, because I don't know, the way I would play a center like in the Pro-Am, I wouldn't play like this. I would definitely play this at like a power forward spot, and this is definitely for the park. But that is a driving and finishing rebounding player. Alright, so first off, you got your 4 Hall of Fame badges. Now let's look at it flipped. If you go rebounding slasher, you got putback king and hustle rebounder. if you go driving and finishing rebounder, you got lob city finisher, you got posterizer, which is going to be big, of course. You have pick and roller, which we know a lot of people are going to run the pick and roll. Pick and roll is a lot more effective, in my opinion, than hustle rebounder. And you're going to have the putback kick. And putbacks this year are actually really effective. I've, even with my guard, been able to get some nice tip-ins and stuff. And I think they just made getting putbacks a lot easier. I don't know what it is. When you press square around the bucket, it just seems like your dude gets more attracted to the ball, which is different from last year, because last year, like, you had to be right in the spot where the ball was and then press square to get a putback. Now let's look at the caps here, y'all. But first, let me just say, like, look at that blend, you guys. Look at all the blends in this video. When you make a dual archetype, you don't want to make random stuff like a 3-point shooting rebounding player, because look at those two blends. They're completely opposite. How does that help you? That's like everyone talking about, you know, a slashing sharpshooter. Everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna make a slashing sharpshooter so I'm so good at both. No, it doesn't work that way. That's not how the dual archetype system works. The dual archetype system is so that you could blend two things that work together to make you a better player, a more effective player. Alright, a slashing sharpshooting player, those two things don't blend because they're exact opposites, so they're going to put all your stats just medium, just average, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to excel in anything because you want to be on both sides of the ladder, you know what I mean? You want to be able to go inside and shoot outside. It doesn't work like that. And I can show you guys the stats straight up as well as the badges just to prove to you that that's not the build, y'all. I promise y'all that's not the build. But anyways, driving and finishing, rebounding, you see you got damn near max layups and dunks, so you're going to be able to put it down, obviously, with the Hall of Fame posterizer. And now I would make a power forward who's a little bit smaller, you know what I mean, 6'9", 6'10". I wouldn't make like a 7-footer here because you still want to be able to run the court, you know what I mean, use that Hall of Fame poster to put it down on him. Max wingspan, obviously. Your weight, you know what I mean, you could put that up. You could definitely put that up a little bit, but if you want to be more athletic, I would say put it down a little bit. I would never say put it down all the way, because you have to remember, you're still a big. You got to be able to play the big spot. You still got to be able to play down low. You don't want to get bodied by other bigs. And I definitely wouldn't say put it all the way up, because, you know what I mean, you're still playing, you're pretty much an athletic finisher right here. This is pretty much an athletic finisher build, so you still want to be able to have some speed on you. As you see, the speed is very, very high. Now the rebounding, you know, it doesn't really make a big difference, but what you do get is you get an extra gold badge, and you get higher rebounding, so you're going to be able to you know, help yourself get those putbacks and stuff. But the main thing, if you look at driving and finishing, and then you look at driving, finishing, and rebounding, look at that strength, y'all. Look at the strength. The cap goes up 3 whole points, and as well as your starting cap goes up a lot too. So strength is very, very important this year. They changed the whole slashing game, the whole interior game. They changed it, and you're definitely going to feel the difference with strength. I'm telling y'all, a pure athletic finisher, you know what I mean, it looks good just because you have max speed, max vert, max layups and dunks. So if your four Hall of Fame badges. But with that rebounding, you know what I mean, that help with the rebounding and with the strength is really going to help you dominate. And, you know, your dunks and your speed are already higher than every other big build, you know what I mean. You're still going to have, you know, higher speed than every other big and stuff. So I wouldn't worry too much about getting the max out of that. I would definitely just say, like, this is a very good build. And if you're looking for, you know, a fun big to play, I would definitely make this big right here. But that's it, y'all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video at all, make sure you hit that like button, and also in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. Again, so the builds are just a shot creating playmaker, a shot creating sharp, a playmaking slasher, a pure sharp, and a driving and finishing rebounding big. Alright, so thank you for watching. Again, tomorrow I'm gonna have the top 5 worst archetypes, so make sure you don't miss that, and don't make those. Don't make those on paper though. Like, if you want to make that build and you want to have fun with it, you know what I mean, that's all good, you know what I mean. I ain't hating on you for that. But anyways, make sure you hit that sub button, and when you hit that sub button, hit that notification button as well. Join notification squad and never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Tay the God, and I'm out. Peace.
Young nigga, I'm just tryna run through a check. Soon as you get a necklace, they be aiming for your neck. Half of these mans who dap me at it ain't got no respect, and these cats used to curb me, now they wanna have sex. Goddamn, I'm just